Hello and welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Dani Gibson here with Dick Jerardi, and we are back to cooler weather. Hopefully everybody has that pep back in their step. We sure do. Today you're going to meet one of our PTHA board members, trainer director Steve Krebs, and one of our Parx trainers celebrates a huge win up at Saratoga. We're going to recap stakes from Saratoga's opening weekend, plus get to some local racing, which we're going to get right into. Monday's 8th race. This was over a sloppy track because we had all that rain that cooled us down. And Monday's 8th race was an optional claiming. 6 furlongs is the distance. This was our Parx picks. My pick scratch, number 1 numbers game. But Ness and Pino were kind of dueling for co-favorites.
7-5. They're dueling as the top trainer here. Ness just has numbers on Pino, but they're both having spectacular 2026s. So, yeah, take your pick between If I Can Dream and Ballad de Plata.
The pace is set by If I Can Dream. On the outside, Ballad de Plata going with him. Then it's Gavone. On the outside, Passion for Glory. In between horses, it's Basin Bay, then it is back to America's Honor, and they head around the far turn, and If I Can Dream holds that lead. Ballad de Plata puts some pressure onto his outside as they head around the far turn. There's less than a quarter mile to go. If I Can Dream, Gavone, he's found his stride. He's coming up the inside, coming up to challenge If I Can Dream. Gavone to the inside, on the outside, If I Can Dream. Ballad de Plata, he's joining the party as well. Now it's 3 across the track, but it is Gavone who's inching clear. There's the 16th left. Gavone, If I Can Dream, fights on, but Gavone, he's going to get the win.
Well, neither of the favorites get it done, and it's Gavone up the inside for Hall of Famer Scott Lake, 5-1. Nice PA bred by Flame Away, one of my favorite sires, and Francisco Martinez. He found the path. The last 3 races, we're going to see a pattern here. The inside got good on that sloppy track, and he took full advantage.
Yeah, and somebody knew something. This horse went from 7-1 in the gate to 5-1 when they came out and missed the break. I mean, it was slow coming out of the gate, but as you said, Dani, was a dominating winner. In the end, Gavone for our man, Scott Lake.
We love it. All right, let's go to Monday's 6th race. This is $25,000 claiming horses going 6 furlongs for $32,000. And the favorite is So's, the big son of Maximus Mischief.
Yeah, all kinds of speed for So's. That's just what the horse does. And Get Set, the 3 is 5-2. You know, it's funny. I remember when this horse ran his first race here. I mean, go all the way back to 2019. Listen to this. This is absolutely fascinating. In his 4th start, the winner of the race was Independence Hall.
Oh,
remember him?
Yes.
Went on to win $800,000. 3rd was New York Traffic, who won $1 million. And 4th was Vanzi, or 5th was Vanzi, who won the Jersey Derby. So that was some maiden race Get Set was in all those years ago.
And So's continues to lead. He opens up just a little bit now as they head through the far turn. Get Set, Bermuda Run, miles ahead. Ortho Star, he's getting in gear. He's gaining up the inside, trying to catch So's, who has the lead with a quarter mile to go. Get Set makes the first move on the outside. Ortho Star continues to advance up the rail. Top of the stretch, So's digging in, finding more, trying to repel Ortho Star, who's full of run to his inside. On the outside, Get Set, the half, 46-4. Now it's 3 across the track, and Ortho Star with all of the momentum, the 16th left. Ortho Star, So's fights on, but Ortho Star gets the win.
And Ortho Star, again, up the inside. We saw that in the earlier race, this time with Kendra Rivera aboard. What a claim this has been. $7,500 claim for PCC stable, Pablo. He's very hands-on owner, and a theme we saw up the inside.
8-1, really good price, and yeah, absolutely a great claim. Really dominated the race, won by 3 and change.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk with Steve Krebs. He is a trainer that's been along for many years, and he's recently been added to our PTHA board as trainer director. Steve is very passionate. He's one of the best storytellers you ever will meet, and certainly has a lot to contribute. Here's more with Steve. Steve was just appointed to the PTHA board as a trainer director. See, and you've always been really involved with the PTHA and active. Why is it important to have a voice at the table and participate in making these impactful decisions?
Well, you know, I've always kind of thought about becoming a board member, and then I've always put it off. But, you know, things been pretty interesting the last year, and opportunity came up, and I said, now's the time to do it. If I'm ever going to do it, let's do it now.
Steve, what do you want to get accomplished in your time on the board?
You know, unity for one thing, you know, get everybody back on the same page, you know, work with management, and being on the board, I think I got a bit of perspective because I had a larger stable, now I'm back to small, so I know both ends. And I just want everybody out there to know that I'm here every day. Anybody can approach me if they have an issue, and let me know how big, how small it is. I will make sure the board gets its attention, and also our, Jeffrey Matty, our executive director. I'll make sure at least that I bring it to the table.
Always great to talk with Steve, and he's just got so much passion. He's dedicated his whole life to the sport. I know he's going to be a great voice, and he really wants to be there as a one of the smaller stables and represent maybe some of the challenges and struggles that they have.
The key thing he said is if you have an issue, go talk to him. He'll talk to you.
Yeah, he's always there. All right, well, we're going to go to our first break. When we come back, we have racing from the spa, and one of our Parx trainers wins big up there. You don't want to miss it. Coming up on Let's Go Racing.
Warp 9 has put in a terrific stretch kick in the center of the racetrack.
Doesn't it seem like we just have to accept less for more these days? Well, not with the Chapman Store's More promise. More locations near you, more brands to choose from, more expert product specialists that listen to what you need, more of the hassle-free, transparent experience you want, more financing options, and finding you all the possible incentives and discounts to help make your Chapman vehicle even more affordable. So don't settle for less when you'll always get more at every Chapman Auto Store.
This is Parx.
This is how you roll, this is how it goes. This is how you pop, this is how you rock. Take a chance, do a dance, little romance. This is how you. This is how you excite, this is how you all night. 360 hit me, now we're going all in. I can feel it calling, the crowd, the light, the night, the sights, the vibe is right. This is how you. This is
Parx, Pennsylvania's #1 casino experience. This is how you win.
Welcome back, everyone. We're here on Let's Go Racing. We have more local racing, and it gets really good on Tuesday. Let's look at the 7th race. Fillies and Mares going a mile and 70 yards, optional claiming a few in for that big $40,000 tag to claim. And the favorite is Seazest. She was a claim out of Kentucky. Now at Jamie Ness, $20,000, and you can see she's just figuring it out, this 3-year-old.
Yeah, 2 to 5. Look, just dominating on paper with Jamie Ness and Paco.
John Service has Halo Hottie from Mainline Stables. John Service always with a strong hand.
4 to 1 and love Mainline Stable. They do nothing but win.
There's a half mile to go, and Dale is trying to shake loose, but company is coming. Union Dues begins to make her move. Songmaker, she excuses herself and begins to drop back. On the far outside, Halo Hottie, she's launching her rally. Seazest, she's now relaxed into 4th with that big stride. Share Success has dropped back along with Songmaker. Around the far turn they go, and Dale's done all of the hard work, but here comes Seazest. She's been unleashed, and she is making a big move to take the lead. The half, 48 flat, a quarter mile to go. Seazest has the lead as they head around the far turn. Dale set the pace, has no real response. She's back into 2nd. Halo Hottie a long way back in 3rd. It is Seazest who's opened up sharply now.
Seazest, she was just confidently handled by Paco Lopez. Paco told me he just was waiting to let her go. She's just getting better and better, and Jamie had so much confidence in this filly coming in, a 3-year-old by Hard Spun, and you could see the light bulb went on. She's figuring it out, and she looks great. Maybe sky's the limit. Maybe we'll see her in allowance. Maybe we'll see her in a stakes race. Who knows?
If you're asking what the margin was, 15
Wow.
and a quarter, first to last. And this one, it was big margin, 79 lengths, first to last.
Seazest.
They were spread out over the track in this race.
Annihilated them with Paco. All right, let's go right to Tuesday's 8th race. It was a short field, but a very competitive one. 6 furlongs, optional claiming $100,000 if you want to spend to claim one out of here. 6 furlongs is the distance, and the favorite is Fire Pit, coming off that win for Lupe Preciado. Had Paco last time. Paco goes to Spike Zone, and Michael's aboard.
Yeah, interesting. 3 to 5, and look, Spike Zone is a very solid opponent in here. All he ever does is fire 18 lifetime wins for Spike Zone, and this maybe is the race of the year here in Parx so far.
And Fire Pit has the lead. Michael Sanchez peeks under his shoulder for competition and coming to his outside. Spike Zone, he's beginning to gain with a quarter mile to go as they head through the far turn. 45 and 2. Fire Pit has the lead, trying to take them all the way. Spike Zone continues to valiantly chase. Waxbox, he's in with a chance, making a big rally to the inside. Spike Zone up to confront Fire Pit. Waxbox, Gordian Knot, really anyone's race. On the outside, Spike Zone, Fire Pit fights on. Up the inside, Gordian Knot, Spike Zone, Fire Pit comes back down to the line. Fire Pit
Fire Pit digs in. He looked like he was beat by Spike Zone, who went by him for a second, and Fire Pit got his nose down. Spike Zone spotted the field 10 lengths. If he would just break, I think he would have been, it might be a different result.
Yeah, he was tremendous. Both of these horses are really good, some of the best here at Parx for sure. And Paco, remember last year he would have won, had most wins in the country last year, but he had that late suspension. Well, he's making a run at it again. He's up to 178. Irad's got 180, and our man Yedzid Hazelwood still leads. He's got 186, but he's now down at Ellis Park. And in his first 3 days, he only got 9 mounts. He won 2. He won with one of them, but he's not getting a mount in every race like he was at Laurel and Park. So we shall see. But I think Paco's going to have a big chance at getting that win, most wins in the country.
Yeah, Yedzit took that next step forward. A little bit of growing pains there, but he'll get there. All right, let's get to national races. Saratoga opens up its opening weekend, and let's look at Saturday's 10th race. Parx horses can compete anywhere, and we have a Parx horse, Warp 9, in Saturday's 10th race. It's a mile distance on the dirt, a few optional claiming $110,000, $130,000 purse, so running for big money here. But the favorite, Safi Joseph, has, so all the big names are in here. Full screen's the favorite.
Yeah, you got Mott, you got Pletcher, you got Chad Brand, you got all the heavyweights in here, and you got our man Harry Weiner up there with Warp 9, who's 17-1. Javier Castellano was supposed to ride. He got hurt on opening day, so looking around for a rider. They wanted Kendrick. He couldn't ride because he had taken one mount on the day. He won the Suburban, which we're going to get to in a minute. He was, remember, he had days so he could get that designated race. Ended up with Joel Rosario, and Harry said, Joel, make sure you're close here. We got a horse with a little bit of speed here. Check this out. Check out Warp 9 in a 9-horse field.
Warp 9 gets closer but still trails. It is Tuscan Sky and Tarantino at the top of the stretch. Capital Idea finding his best stride. Reason Analysis has had the best trip and comes after them now. And in the center of the track is Full Screen, drifting out while rallying. Down on the inside, Bank Frenzy, and Warp 9 has put in a terrific stretch kick in the center of the racetrack. Coming to the wire, Warp 9. Rosario in the zone.
Well, Warp 9 with a different tactic, usually up close. He wasn't. He got shuffled back to last, but once Joel angled him out, he made that big closing sweep to get the win. Really impressive odds, too, and what a win for the Parx team.
17-1. I wrote about it on Let'sGoRacingParx.com this week. Definitely worth a read. It's fascinating. Danny, and I know you had a chance to talk to Harry, and we got him on camera here, but like when he's last, Harry walked away from the television. It's just
as trainers do.
It's a great story. Like, it's over. It wasn't over.
No, it's never over. Well, we were at Harry Weiner's barn to talk about the big win. Here's more with Harry. All right, we're here at Harry Weiner's barn, and you're coming off your big win up at Saratoga with Warp 9. First of all, tell us what made you point him towards that race?
Well, we had him in the stake over in the debut testimony in Maryland a week before and going a mile and an eighth. And me and the owner, Mr. Fundelich, we discussed it. I don't think it's a horse that really wants to go a mile and an eighth. I think, like I told him and he told me, I think a mile to mile and 16th is a better distance, and we saw this race, so we took our chances.
Well, you initially had jockey Javier Castellano on, and he got injured the day before. So talk about the decision to put Joel and any pre-race discussions.
Well, Dave called me the night before from a hotel, and he said to me, who would I like? And I said, well, what's our options? He said, we had Ruben, Kendrick, or Joel. So I said, we'll try and get Kendrick, but he couldn't because he was on days. He could only ride the stake. So Dave decided to put Joel, and I said, oh, go with it.
And Joel was an important jockey to him as a kid, right? Or a young man?
Yes, he was. His father that passed away followed Joel and bet him at every racetrack he rode at.
Winning at Saratoga is so prestigious. What is it like to win your first race there as a trainer that you've been training for so many years?
That was fantastic. I mean, to me, that's like winning the Derby for me. I mean, I don't usually get these type of horses, and I'm very happy the owner gave me the opportunity. And it worked out, and just Saratoga is just an amazing place.
Warp 9's usually up on the pace, and he had a different tactic this time. So how was your heart pounding when you saw him so out of it?
I walked away from the TV because I didn't think I had a shot, because usually I said to Joel, warm him up good and he'll be fully placed and ride your race. But when they broke, he kind of got shuffled back to last, and I said, oh man, here we go. We got no shot.
And you saw him swung wide, and what were you thinking as you were picking up horses?
Well, I was walking away, and somebody yelled to me, Harry, your horse is running, he's coming. And I said, so is Christmas, you know. And then all of a sudden I heard a commentator and I walked back out and I saw him coming, and it was very exciting.
Oh, so take us through when you come back to the horse, you go into the winner's circle and all that excitement and that special beer you had afterwards.
No, I was shaking like a leaf, and when he interviewed me, I was shaking, and I was just very glad that I saw him win.
And Warp 9's been such a good claim, and you got to celebrate with a baseball superstar afterwards. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Jason Worth was in the box behind us, and Jennifer wanted her picture taken, so I asked him to take the picture, and he did. And he said to me, why was I up there? And I said, well, I'm from Parx. I got a horse in the last race, and he asked me if I liked him, and I said, he has a shot. He's been training well, and I believe he bet the horse, and after the race, we had a beer.
Love it. Well, congratulations, Warp 9. So exciting. What could we see next from him?
Well, he's nominated at Colonial, and we nominated him for Mountaineer, and we're talking about Saratoga, so we're not too sure yet, but we may put him in the direction of Mountaineer, but it's up in the air.
Well, he's a horse that runs on any track. We know he likes Saratoga. Congratulations to you and your whole team.
Thank you.
Who doesn't want to celebrate with Jason Worth? Baseball, pro, horse racing advocate, pretty cool, and pretty cool for Harry and Jen. And
Absolutely.
they came back to Parx, and they were pretty celebratory here as well.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, it's a great story. Claim for 30,000. The horse has won almost 300,000 since the claim. So, and next to Mountaineer for the Governor's Stakes up there on West Virginia Derby Day, and they can run here on the Parx Dirt Mile on PA Derby Day.
All right, well, we'll be rooting for Warp 9. Let's go to stakes action up at Saratoga. It's the Grade 2 Suburban Stakes. Now, this is the handicap division, that 1.25 mile distance. $500,000 is the purse, an antiquarian post-time favorite.
Yeah, on the theory that the mile really wasn't the right distance for him, and if he comes back to that Jockey Club Gold Cup last year, that's going to be the winning race. But we're interested in Phileas Fogg because our man Kendrick Carmouche was suspended, actually, ironically enough, for the ride in the Jockey Club last year on Phileas Fogg. But he said, you know, you got this designated race rule in New York. You're suspended for 5 days, but you can come back and ride one stake. Then you have to take an extra day at the end of it. Kendrick says, I want to ride Phileas Fogg. You're about to see why.
As they reach the top of the stretch, and Phileas Fogg is the one to catch. Ford Steele will angle out and try to run him down, but Phileas Fogg still full of run in mid-stretch, and he's widened. It's now 5, it's now 6, and it's lights out in the Suburban for Phileas Fogg under Kendrick Carmouche, widening with every stride. A one-horse race. Phileas Fogg wins by more than 10 lengths.
Well, now we see why jockey Kendrick Carmouche possibly won the race going in the first turn, making Flavien Prat take back. And what do you think? Phileas Fogg goes to the Breeders' Cup?
Well, I don't know exactly what their plan is. I'm sure they're running the Jockey Club again, although this year's Jockey Club Gold Cup, think about who's going to be there. It's at Belmont on opening day. We're talking about Forever Young, among others, so I'm sure they'd like to be in there. We shall see, but maybe the Whitney. I don't know about the Breeders' Cup, to be determined. I don't even know if he's nominated, but all I know is Kendrick made a great call. He and his agent, they took an extra day. They can't ride today at Saratoga because of that, but man, when you win that kind of a race, all good. 1 by 10 in a row.
Beautiful win by our man Casey. All right, time for 2-year-olds in the Grade 3 Sanford Stakes up at Saratoga. 6 furlongs is the distance, and Steve Asmussen teaming up with Ricardo Santana. It's a throwback with this pairing. They are the post-time favorite.
Yeah, the son of Yopon, who was a super sprinter and is at a lot of sprinters here early in his career, and the rare Indiana bred here up at the spot.
Doug O'Neill, always with young, promising horses, teaming up with Red Racing. We remember those purple and white silks.
Yes, we
Second
did.
choice pocket listing.
Yeah, it came out of a really good maiden win at Santa Anita. We'll see if he can travel across the country, duplicate that form.
They're at the top of the stretch, and it's Booked, who's doing it well. Booked in front by 3 lengths at the top of the stretch. Out in the center, here's Vicino kicking in. Down at the rail, Goodbye to Romance. Pocket listing drops out of it. They're coming to the 16th pole, and it's all Booked.
Booked is a stakes winner. He's just too good, and he was fast. That's what 2-year-olds do. They go to the lead, and if they can sustain it, they win.
Yeah, he won by 6. He's probably just a sprinter. You're not going to see him in the big races later in the year, but Steve wins it again.
All right, time for the big race up on the turf. It's the $750,000 Grade 1 Belmont Derby. 3-year-olds, a mile and an eighth, and the favorite is Remember Mamba, Cherie DeVoe, Jose Ortiz. What a team they've been, named for Kobe Bryant from the Lakers.
And was second to a stark contrast who would have been the favorite in here, but Michael McCarthy did not like the way he was training, so he's staying back in California. He's going to take some time off. But yeah, Remember Mamba with that combo, that Derby Belmont winning combo, Cherie DeVoe and Jose Ortiz.
They're at the top of the stretch, Touch of Fire and Title Roll. Title Roll within a neck of him. West End Kid is next. Then comes Remember Mama. Title Roll takes the lead at the 16th pole. On the inside, Touch of Fire trying to fight Remember Mama, finding his best stride late. And West End Kid in the mix too. Driving finish. Title Roll just in front.
And Johnny V on Title Roll. The Euros are always very tough in this division. Won by a nose. What a close finish in true turf style.
Yeah, 7-1. Johnny got great, gave this horse a great ride, great trip. But man, that photo, I mean, it was like an inch, if that, if you saw the photo, with a West End Kid rolling at the finish.
Yeah, and Remember Mamba ran a great race as well. He was right there. But
yes, he did.
Top 3-year-old turfers. All right, we're going to go to another break. When we come back, we have a dead heat from Saratoga. It is thrilling, plus best of the rest, jockey and trainer of the week, so stick around.
This is Parx.
This is how you roll, this is how it goes. This is how you pop, this is how you rock. Take a chance, do a dance, little romance. This is how you. This is how you win. This is how you excite, this is how you all night. 360 hit me, now we're going all in. I can feel it calling, the crowd, the light, the night, the sights, the vibe is right. This is how you. This is
Parx, Pennsylvania's #1 casino experience. This is how you win.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Let's see who got this week's Jockey of the Week. Congratulations to George Vargas Jr., our Parx Racing Jockey of the Week. George won the Grade 2 Copa San Juan Stakes in Puerto Rico, making him our Jockey of the Week, sponsored by Novacare, the power of physical therapy. Yeah, huge win for George Vargas Jr., who got his start in Puerto Rico. That is the equivalent to their Belmont Stakes. They have a Puerto Rican Triple Crown series, so huge win there for trainer Gilberto Escobar, who was kind of like a dad to him, gave him a big start, so huge win for him. Congratulations. Now let's turn our attention to this week's Trainer of the Week, one we all love dearly. Congratulations, Guadalupe Preciado, our Parx Racing Trainer of the Week, with a thrilling win with his Grey Colt Fire Pit. He's been 1-2 every time he's hit the track, making him our Trainer of the Week, sponsored by the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Time for another Turning for Home family photo, and how festive. This is Gold Bling, celebrated 4th of July with the American flag, wearing their red, white, and blue with their adopter there in New Jersey. All right, time for best of the rest, and we go back to Saratoga for the Grade 3 Kelso, 1 mile on the turf. Keep an eye on Zulu Kingdom and Mibago.
Yeah, the 8-1. Mibago's been there the whole way, and here comes Zulu Kingdom. It's Jose Ortiz and Pratt and Chad Brown and Mark Cassie, and you call this photo.
It's
Couldn't
close.
separate them. It's a dead heat.
A heater in the Kelso. Pretty cool wins for Mark Cassie and Chad Brown there. All right, let's go to this week's PTHA Trophy race. This was Tuesday's 6th race. Very competitive. Optional claiming $75,000. $50,000 on the line for these fillies and mares going 6.5 furlongs, and Divine Intentions is just too good.
7-5, blinkers on, which made this a fast horse even faster. Now the 3-year-old filly for Tyler Service. She's in front. They're not going to catch her. Divine Intentions has been a super consistent, right? 9 starts, 3 wins, 4 seconds, and a third, closing on $200,000 in earnings.
Only off the board once in her 2-year-old year when they had to wait after her maiden win to get another race, and she's just been so good. Here I caught up with trainer Tyler Service. A very competitive race today. Divine Intention, she was sharp. How'd you feel coming into the race?
I felt good. I mean, we took her up to Presque Isle and ran her in a PA bred stake last time. We really didn't feel like she handled the surface. She came out of the race phenomenal, so that was the main reason we wheeled her back quick. And she's just a solid filly. She's been off the board once in her entire life, and every time you give her the rider leg up, she runs for it.
She sure does. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, well, Divine Intention, such a nice win for Edwick Car Guys Racing. We're going to head to our final break. When we come back, we have Parx Picks, Ion Racing. We're going to tell you who we talked to on Gatewire. Lots, so stick around.
This is Parx.
This is how you all night, 360 hit me. Now we're going all in. I can feel it calling. The crowd, the light, the night, the sights, the vibe is right. This is how you. This is
Parx, Pennsylvania's #1 casino experience. This is how you win.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. We're going to get to Iowa Racing, let you know what's going around the country and some derbies, the Indiana Derby, the Indiana Oaks.
Yeah, and Iowa Derby. Now, why Indiana and Iowa are having their derbies on the same day, I don't know, but remember last year, who won the Iowa Derby? That would be Magnitude.
Yes.
Who's the favorite for Horse of the Year at the moment. We shall see what happens in those two states today.
Yes, Saratoga has the Grade 2 turf, Bowling Green, and Caress Stakes, so always good races. So
Absolutely.
we'll have plenty to wager on.
Yes,
All right,
we will.
Parx picks.
Yes.
We look to Monday's 8th race, optional claiming $28,000. A mile race. I'm going to go with the number 2, Walk Away Joe. I think I see some speed in this race. I think Ruben will be tactical. And look, Ernesto Padilla Preciado is on Fuego. So I like it. Ruben, Ernesto teaming up. I think I get the win.
You better be joking. Michael Pino off the claim, 32% for the year.
All right, check out Gate to Wire this week. We talk more in depth with Harry Weiner on his big win up at Saratoga and how his stable's doing, what horses to look out for. And I know you wrote about him this week as well.
I did. My favorite line was when I got Harry on the phone was, I felt like I won the Kentucky Derby. And for him, winning a stakes race like that at Saratoga, that is the Derby.
That is a huge win to win up there with all the top connections. All right, we have Twilight Racing every Thursday in July. Really fun theme, so come out and join us. First post will kick off at 5 p.m. Gates will be open at 3 p.m. Family fun, bands, and great themes, so you don't want to miss it. We also have some news for you. Bayern died, our PA Derby winner.
So 2014 PA Derby is the year that the PA Derby absolutely blew up. Why? California Chrome came that year, but he didn't win. Bayern took the track for Bob Baffert, blew the field away, won by almost 6 lengths, 146.96. A track record then and now, just passed away in Korea at 15 years old, and won the Breeders' Cup Classic right after that. Bayern had a thing, but it was such a great day here at the track.
Controversial Breeders' Cup win.
Yes, it was. When he ran over half the field at the beginning, but he crushed them after that.
All right, some sad Pennsylvania breeding news. Charlie Lyman of Maui Meadow Farm passed away. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family. Longtime friend to Pennsylvania horse racing and turning for home. And we'll have more on that later when we get to PA Day at the races. We want to share that story with you. But what a great show it was. Lots going around the country. Lots going on right here at Parx. Come and join us for Twilight Racing. It's going to be a lot of fun. And thanks for watching Let's Go Racing. Dick and I will see you next time.
Off and racing in the Bet Parx Pennsylvania Derby in a flawless beginning, and seize the gray. He's going to seize the day in the Pennsylvania Derby. Here comes Torpedo Anna, a 16th left to go. Torpedo Anna, the Grizzly has the heart of a lion. Torpedo Anna gets the win, a narrow victory in the cotillion.